Welcome to Trekking Wild. Today we're in Crater Lake National Park heading to Wizard Island. Wizard Island is one of only 2 islands in Crater Lake. To get there, we'll hike the Cleetwood Cove Trail, the only legal access to the lake shore in the park, before taking about a 20-minute boat ride across the lake. Once on the island, we'll hike both the Summit Trail and the Fumarole Bay Trail to experience everything Wizard Island has to offer. If you're planning your own trip, you'll find detailed trail guides for all of these hikes on trekkingwild.com. They're linked in the description below. That's the plan for today. Let's go hiking. The Cleetwood Cove Trail is a 2-mile out-and-back hike with 613 feet of elevation gain. It may not be long, but it's steep. Since it's the only trail that reaches the lakeshore, remember that every step downhill has to be climbed back up at the end of the day. I booked the Wizard Island shuttle, which takes you directly across the lake. There are also longer boat tours that circle Crater Lake before stopping at the island, but they were already sold out during my visit. If you're planning to take a boat tour, reserve it well in advance through the park concessionaire. During the summer, the tours often book up months in advance. During the boat ride to Wizard Island, we passed one of Crater Lake's most unusual features, the Old Man of the Lake. This 30-foot mountain hemlock log has been floating upright in Crater Lake since at least 1896. Carbon dating estimates it is more than 450 years old, and despite drifting around the lake with the wind and currents, it continues to float vertically with about 3 feet of log extending above the water. Once on Wizard Island, you have the option to swim, fish, or hike. Fewer than 10% of visitors to Crater Lake ever make it down to the lakeshore, and even fewer make the trip across the lake to Wizard Island. Standing on Wizard Island gives you a completely different perspective of Crater Lake. Instead of looking down from the rim like most visitors, you're surrounded by nearly 2,000-foot cliffs rising in every direction. I started by hiking the Summit Trail, a 2.5-mile out-and-back hike with 764 feet of elevation gain. Wizard Island is a cinder cone volcano that formed inside the caldera left behind after Mount Mazama's massive eruption about 7,700 years ago. As the volcanic system settled, smaller eruptions built several cinder cones on the caldera floor. Wizard Island is the largest of them, rising about 760 feet above the surface of Crater Lake. Beside the island, the lake reaches nearly 2,000 feet deep. At the summit, you'll find Wizard Island's own volcanic crater, known as the Witches Cauldron. All right, I am standing on top of Wizard Island at the summit. You can see behind me, you can see the big crater down there. And there's a trail that goes around the top of it. So you can hike all the way around the crater. And the views are just amazing. Turn around so you can see the lake a little more. And how awesome is that? Let me flip the camera and I'll walk you around. I do have to get moving pretty quick. They only give you 2 to 2.5 hours on the island. And there's 2 hikes. Made an awesome time coming up here. I just went screaming up the mountain. It's about 1.2 miles to the top, 700 feet of elevation gain. Ended up getting up here in a half hour, which is perfect. So now I need to quickly take in the views. I've already hiked around the whole crater. And then I'm gonna head down and try and make good time going downhill too. So yeah, just awesome. I believe that is the other hike down there. I don't know if you can see. It's like Fumarole Bay or something along those lines. So that one doesn't have a lot of elevation gain, but the trail is supposed to be all lava rock. So don't know how long that one's going to take with bad footing, but I think we added some time by getting up here so quickly. But yeah, just look at these views. Absolutely incredible. So we took the boat ride out here. That was about 18 minutes to get out here. They give some instructions and safety stuff. All in all, we got out to the island. The boat left at 9. We got out here at 9:30. And then pickup time is 12. So we got 2.5 hours. So that is the top of Wizard Island. I'm going to start working my way down, and we'll start the second trail out on the island. The second hike on Wizard Island is the Fumarole Bay Trail. This 1.5 mile out and back hike gains just 157 feet, but the loose lava rock makes the footing uneven in places. The trail follows the shoreline, providing incredible views of Crater Lake's deep blue water, which shifts to brilliant turquoise along the shallows. If you're looking to enjoy the lake away from the busy dock area, Fumarole Bay has several excellent spots to swim, fish, or simply relax along the shoreline. All right, we've been hiking the Fumarole Bay Trail. I'm probably butchering that name, but yeah, this is a cool trail. Not a lot of elevation gain. Follows the water. The water is blue, crystal clear. Even little shades of turquoise in it. Almost looks tropical, but the water is pretty cold. There's a couple jumping into it, and yeah, they yelled pretty loud off of the cold water. So. Yeah, water's a little chilly, but absolutely beautiful. This trail is mostly lava rock, so it takes a little beating on your feet, but totally worth doing. Absolutely beautiful. We did the summit hike so far. That was amazing. You know, obviously took the boat ride to get out here, which that was a fun little ride. And then now we just did Fumarole Bay. Really cool hike. So, you know, we made good time on both. I was able to fit both hikes in. So they'll tell you when you go to take the boat ride that you can't fit both hikes in. Well, I fit them both in, but you got to be moving. So, you know, you kind of got to decide what you want to do out here on the island. What are your priorities? If you want to relax by the water, you're probably not getting both hikes in. If you want to do both hikes, you got to be moving. Or you could just pick one. I'd probably pick the summit hike because that was a very unique experience. You're essentially in a volcano, in a lake inside of a volcano, and then you're hiking to the top of a cone, like volcano, inside of a volcano. I mean, it's just, it kind of twists the mind a little bit. It's pretty amazing. So if you do come to Crater Lake, highly recommend you book a boat ride out here. The next 3 years, they're not offering them because they're doing repair on the Cleetwood Cove Trail. So there won't be any boat rides in 26, 27, and 28. But as soon as they're available in 29 again, if you're coming out here, definitely do this. This is an amazing experience, and these will be some of my favorite memories from this trip. So awesome time out here. Really enjoying myself. But I got to get going because I got to make it back before the boat starts loading up. So let's keep going, and we'll get a little more video for you. That's going to do it for this episode of Trekking Wild. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And for more trail write-ups, gear reviews, and trip ideas, be sure to check out trekkingwild.com. Until next time, stay wild.